Excuse me, is anybody sitting here? Sorry, this seat's taken. Sorry.
All right, Brandon, we've been talking about the Devil Wears Prada for a minute now. I went to go theaters, and we talked about last episode. You thought I was not going to get a seat opening night. My theater was half full. I almost sent a picture to you. My theater was only half full. But it was interactive. I'll give it this. It was an interactive audience. It was a great audience to be a part of. Like, they were laughing and not cheering, but like I got excited when you seen a character come up on screen. It was a good theater case showing. Now, I mentioned to you last week I went to go to Milwaukee. I did go see Michael Jackson again out there. The Michael movie.
Okay.
Any doubts I had about like it crossing $1 billion went out the window. Like this thing, I had to scroll for like 3 different theaters, like several different showings to find like 4 seats together because like it was packed. And it's not slowing down anytime soon. Like I'm seeing it's just word of mouth getting this. Not only is it going to be $1 billion in theaters, I think it's going to be breaking records once it starts streaming.
Yeah, 100%.
It's insane how much of a chokehold this has in the country right now. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong, and I'm happy for it. And about like if it was gonna be, I think it is officially greenlit for a sequel now, right?
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
Which I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't expect that until 2028, but still, it's a good thing. It's greenlit for a sequel.
Yeah, they can get started, as soon as possible. That's what we're looking for.
Yes. I've been loving the press tour with all the actors from there. We're not here to talk about Michael though. Like, let's just put that aside. We did a good job last week of reviewing it, but it's a good watch. And I do want to talk about this though. Like we talked about theaters before, and I went to a Marcus theater, and it has what you talked about when you can order food at your seat, and I'm on board. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Yes, welcome to the club, man. I'm telling you,
it is so annoying. Like the first half of the movie, people are running around like bringing the orders or like disputing the orders. We went to a Marcus theater, like I said, and my family, and then they ordered some wings, a pizza, and we got 4 drinks.
Okay.
Probably waited about like 25 minutes for the wings to come out. Then maybe 10 minutes later, the pizza came out. Never brought our drinks. We had to stop somebody and ask them, like, dude, like the drink should have been the first thing you brought. That it was insane. Like we got more than halfway through the movie before we got our entire order. But like it's just like it's annoying. It's annoying. And on top of that, like this Michael theater, like we talked about, like you see people getting up and dancing and singing. I got pissed off at this lady sitting behind me. Like it's one of the acapella scenes where the kid's singing, and she starts singing along with it. Like I don't want to hear you sing. Get out of here with that.
No, you paid specifically for her. It's her show route.
Oh, do that shit at home. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, that's my rap for this episode.
No, I love it. Welcome to the club. I was telling you about how disruptive that nonsense is, so I'm glad you're finally on board.
Yeah. What have you been up to? You're kind of disappointing me with no letterbox hat today.
I know. I'm traveling, and listen. You can only pack so many hats. All right, I had my work one, and I need something casual that I can wear. But I do have like a cheese grater pin on here for just a reminder that the cheese heads are terrible and Green Bay sucks. So
streaming role, like we'll talk about little HBO in a minute, but like I mentioned to you last week, I started The Pit halfway through season 1. I am officially done with season 1, and I think the day we recorded, I was midway through it. That night, I saw the episode where it kicked up like 1,000 notches, where like you see that one doctor get like find out of his drug abuse, and then like the shooting. Man, what the last 4 episodes to end on. It was intense the entire time. It was phenomenal. I'm a little bit more than halfway through season 2 now. The pacing is a lot faster, I would say, in season 1, but I'm a huge fan of the involvement of the casting in this one. Like the doctors, like how much more experienced they are and how well they get along. And now there's new doctors that are training with them. There's also a new replacing Robbie. I can't remember her name, excuse me. But
Shimi.
She's gorgeous too. There's so much involvement. Like I said, I'm waiting for, because we mentioned before, this is the 4th of July. I'm waiting for like the next shooting to happen. Not the shooting, but like the big event, that's gonna end
I was about to say, Rob, what are you banking on, man?
No, man, this show is so fucking good. Like I posted a TikTok on it. We got a lot of likes and feedback about it, saying welcome to the cult now and stuff like that. I cannot stop talking about the show to people. I recommended it at least to 13 people.
I was actively talking about that show at dinner today. So And I finished it, a while back, like watched it in real time. I will say again, you are spoiled because the viewing journey, watching it week to week, did change up how I feel about it quite a bit. But I think it's still a phenomenal show. But like the pacing of having all of it at your disposal for viewing is next level.
That has definitely been helping me out a lot. Like it is meant to make you binge it. It wants you to like click on the next episode. I can't stop watching it. I'm on episode 7 or 8 or something like that now. There's maybe like 5 or 6 more episodes. Man, kudos. Like it has you like, man, to the medical field. Like, damn, they really do go through a lot. But like, I'm giving them their flowers. They deserve all the flowers. They deserve everything. But kudos to this cast too. Like it's not easy to pretend to do all that. It's insane. Like, and I even love all the nurses in this one. Like the B characters in this one. Everyone shines so well. I can't tell you some of the favorites in this one. Dr. King is so cool, but Whitaker is pretty cool to see his involvement. He is a full-on doctor now. What's her name? Dr. Santos. She's probably my least favorite in the whole show. The one who just like
No,
cracks
and
like sarcastic and
she's terrible, dude. And the one thing that was good about watching it week to week was watching everyone trash her week after week after week. Like that made me feel whole. But she's a bad character. I can't stand her.
I don't think it's necessarily well, there's just people like her. I think that's why it's important she's a part of the show, Like I think it's a realist. This whole thing is realistic. They throw like everything at you that's so real, like sex abuse. I just saw an episode on her, or like someone like getting burnt, or this and that. Like it's insane like how realistic and grounded this show is, and kudos to them. Kudos to them. I hope this goes for many many seasons. Also on HBO, we just talked about Euphoria has been going on. There are 3 episodes. Well, by the time this comes out, 4 episodes are out. I'm so over the show. I'm so glad this is the last season. The last season was the wedding episode with Nate and Cassie. These are all horrible people, Brandon. These are all horrible people. They do not deserve each other. It's just pissing me off. Each character pisses me off so much. And it's a wedding. It was a wedding. Like that was a whole big thing. Like, oh, they're getting married. There's gonna be a wedding in this season. The wedding. I don't know. The wedding was disappointing. Like, you remember like back in the day, like when The Office, the wedding with Jim and Pam happened, and then like Friends. There were several weddings up. It was a big thing for the central episode, like
Yeah,
for
it's
the
a
season, I should say.
climactic point in the season.
And they just brushed past it one so quick. Like there was really no discussion about the wedding prior to this, other than like they were bitching about the flowers, and she wants to start some OnlyFans just to pay for the flowers, and the build up to it. And I texted my friend because I've been watching with him. Like well, I'll watch it with him. We'll text each other during the episode. Like dude, this expensive ass wedding and everyone's dressed so slutty and ghetto. Like it was insane to me. Like you see a pregnant girl there vaping.
People vape all the time. They can vape at a wedding.
No, they were vaping while she was pregnant.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
And then I don't know. I do enjoy Rue's storyline so far. With they've been going on with that with the whole drug dealers and stuff like that, and the competition with strip club. I do enjoy that. I really don't. I can't fall in love with the Nate's, because Nate's just a horrible character. I don't give a fuck if you're into debt. I don't care if you owe these people money. Like, fuck you.
You're not gaining sympathy for me, bro. It's not happening.
Exactly. How you been feeling about the show so far?
Yeah, I'm exactly with you. I'm over it. I am
Yeah.
very happy. I think that they obviously waited too long. So, and I heard that like I think the original plan for season 3 was to focus on Angus Cloud and his character. So they had to like do some rewrites, but you gotta rewrite better stuff, man. Like I was listening to somebody, there's no reason these characters should ever be still in contact. Like it's not realistic to me. And they're going out of their way to try to, make a thread of nothing. I don't care about them. I'm interested in Rue's journey, but I'm like, I think that's just because it's Zendaya. Like, I don't know if they're giving me enough to care about that. Like everything that happened with Nate and that violence. Like, if anything, I've just felt secondhand embarrassment from Sydney Sweeney going crazy. But it has been cool on Twitter to watch everybody, like, she's not the most loved person right now, but they gotta give her props for her acting, right? It's like, I can't stand her, but damn it if she's not good. So it's just it's a interesting, I can't even call it an interesting show. It's a show that has me captivated like watching a car crash, but I'm already this deep end, so I'm finishing it up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm predicting Maddie's gonna break up though with Cassie. Like they're gonna get divorced, like for sure
There's
in a
something
season.
going
I
on there,
bet you.
bro. There's something. Like, it
And
was
then
sad to see Maddie leave the wedding, obviously, after her Nate's mom, like, made the jab at her, and, like, obviously, there's some, background plotting by Maddie, but everybody's just trying to get their
yeah,
money up, not their funny up, and they happen to fail every time.
yeah. And I'm calling it right now, Brandon. Someone's gonna die. A main cast member is going to die in this season.
Yeah, well, originally, your guess was everyone's gonna die, so I'm glad you're focusing in a little bit.
I want to say it's gonna be Nate. I'm actually hoping it's Nate. It might be Jules. I'm actually thinking it's Jules. She's fucking around too much for me.
I want them to be ballsy and kill off Ruta
I was
in the
thinking that
series.
that would be ballsy, and the fact that they announced that this is the last season, like why not? Why not kill her off?
Yeah, like, she'll and, I guess that was what this episode was supposed to be about is, like, consequences, but it felt rushed. I'm also with you about, like, the whole wedding thing, like, the leading up to it, it made it feel like this was gonna be either the season finale or, like, the midway point that all the,
Right.
turmoil would happen that would lead us to the end of the season. And while we got that, I was just like, "We're doing this. This is happening now." And her mother's giving this very morbid speech down the aisle, like, we just hopped directly into it, so it's, fascinating to say the least.
I feel like also ever since the premiere, ever since the premiere of the show, I haven't seen any like marketing for this. Like they just kind of gave up. Like, yeah, it's coming out, and
'Cause you know
you
who's
don't
in it.
hear.
Like, hey, you know what we got.
Yeah, but like I mean, maybe I'm not paying close attention to her, but like I don't even see Zendaya posting, "Hey, new episode hour," or Sydney Sweeney like new episode hour or something like
Sydney
that.
Sweeney
Like they just
has, because she
okay.
posts, like, stills from each episode if she did something crazy, so
I just probably don't pay attention to her Instagram as close as you do. Then
that's crazy. That's crazy. I know you're too busy on Chase Infinities. Don't do that.
speaking of Chase Infinity, we can go to Hulu now because the Testaments. I've been watching that, and man, Brandon, when I tell you I'm only watching it for Chase Infinity, I really only am watching for Chase Infinity. Like
Jeez.
this, the plot of this is it's meant to be so captivating and mysterious. I just don't care. I just do not care about like these girls' problems. Like I said, it's modern time set like in our world, like in a different alternate universe where like a portion of the country is like old time, like these girls are grown up and like groomed almost to like obey men and stuff like that. And like I'm at the portion now like where if you have a period, you got to be like showcased off like to get a marriage. And like if you can't find it or someone they had like two different dances. Like you dance around with a bunch of guys your age who are around your age to possibly be your husband. But after that, they dance around you dance around with grown ass men, like in their 40s and 50s, because they have an
Don't
option
like
to
that.
make you their wives too. It's unsettling to watch, and there's also like just someone trying to unravel everything that they're doing in this to possibly put an end to it. So there's secretives, and one of the main girls who's I can't remember her name, excuse me, but I just don't think she's that great in this show. Like it's kind of odd, but Chase Infinity is great in it. Like it's nothing too complex. I do like her obviously better than One Battle After Another. I don't know. I'm watching it for her, and if it picks up for several seasons, which I think they do have plans for, I'll still watch it just for her. So good for them or good casting, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
What else? Anything else you've been watching before we get in our movie review?
Obviously, we're on the last season of The Boys, and I'm feeling the same way, like, I'm very happy it's the last season. It just kind of feels like everyone's over it, and I still like the show, but it's like, it probably should have ended last season, like, they should have wrapped everything up, but it's feeling, we're getting there, we're getting there, so I'm just kinda waiting for that to wind down. Outside of that, it's that time of year where all the television shows, like on networks at least, are winding down. So, the Grey's Anatomy, Abbott Elementary. So, Chicago Fire and Chicago PD, the things that, I sit and binge in one day, my one day of the week to catch up on the network. That's wrapping up, which is a good sign. Summer's around the corner. So, blockbuster season is in front of us.
Yeah, and Daredevil's getting ready to finish up as well soon too. Like I know we haven't talked too much about that. It's a good
Yeah.
season,
And
and then
Maul. Oh, I keep
Which
forgetting you're
one?
not a Star Wars guy. Everyone
Oh,
has
sorry.
flaws. Everyone has flaws. The Darth Maul show.
Yeah, I've been hearing nothing but great things about that show. Actually, yeah, that's exciting. It's animated, right? Like a different kind of
Yeah.
animation, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah, I've
takes you
seen
back to,
pictures of it.
the prime Clone Wars days, so
That's
it's
exactly what I
phenomenal.
thought of when I saw that. One day I'll watch every single Star
It's
Wars thing. So
It is indeed May the 4th, Rob. Like, you should at least hop into something Star Wars related after this.
I should. I will post it just for the gram though, honestly. I am intrigued in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out this month. So I know you said you
Yeah, it
weren't
makes me
looking forward to
nervous.
it too much, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Pedro Pascal, so I'm watching it just for him.
Yeah, we'll see how much he's takes his helmet off. That's like a really big piece of the show that he does not do that. And he has in the past, and he's gotten a little bit more relaxed with it after he's experienced life a bit more. So I'm sure from a marketing perspective, obviously that's like the big piece of spaces everywhere. But I'll see how that actually plays out.
And John Favreau, if I'm not mistaken, directing this one too, right?
Uh, is it Favreau or Filoni?
I know Favreau did the show, so that's why I kind of assumed he was doing the movie too.
Yeah, I think this might be Filoni,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Either way, it looks incredible. It looks incredible. One of my top favorite actresses of all time. We talked about like Zendaya and Robert Pattinson doing like big movie, like 5 different movies this year alone, and we slept on Anne Hathaway. She's doing 5 projects as well this movie. 2 of them already out. 2 of them already out, and I did go see them both. And before we're gonna talk about the Devil Wears Prada 2 in this episode, but Anne Hathaway has another movie out that just came out 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And it's called Mother May. No, sorry, excuse me, Mother Mary. Brandon, I watched this in theaters. There was only one other person. I couldn't even tell you what this movie was about. It's an
No,
A24 movie, and it's like, sure, I feel like A24 went back to their original roots with this one, but like having their like experimental endings, like where it's like you really have to think about it. But it was just a miss for me. I was like, what the fuck was that? So Anne Hathaway plays this like pop star, kind of like gives you like Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish vibes, and parts like Stardom, how big she is. There was an accident at one of her concerts where like the backup dancer, like she was being on a platform that was like lifted up, and she fell, and her neck got caught on something. She kind of like hung there by her neck. Now this movie is really about Anne Hathaway's comeback. She took some time off to obviously grieve with that, like just to get used to it. The movie picks up where she's meeting her old costume designer. I don't recognize the costume designer from anything I recognize. Played Michaela Cole, who plays Sam Anselm. She was, I think she was on Wakanda as one of the warriors.
Dora Milaje
But this, I'm sorry,
from the Dora Milaje in Black Panther.
not her. No, she was
Okay,
more primarily in the second one, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, but this
okay.
one's about a long buried wounds rise to the surface when iconic pop star Mother Mary reunites to her estranged best friend and former costume designer Sam Anselm on the eve of her comeback performance. This one's obviously, like I said, starring Anne Hathaway, written and directed by David Lowery. So she meets up with this character and her old costume designer. There's obviously some beef there because they seem like they don't really get along. Anne Hathaway's also seems like she's there to make amends and like just, hey, I need a costume designer. Everything else someone else designed for me. I'm just not feeling. I want to feel like me again. So and you could tell something's wrong with her too because she's like fidgety and like nervous looking almost entire movie. So and then it's so dark, Brandon. Like this episode very much reminded me of like Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, that kind of dark tone throughout the whole thing. Like it's almost most of the movies taking place like in this dark not a band, but like barn almost, where like that's her not factory, but like where she designs a lot of her costumes and stuff like that. It's just very dark and like the storytelling is very dark and gruesome. And then, like she tells a story like, I saw a ghost once. Randomly she brings that up. But it's not like a ghost. She was sleeping in her bed, and then like on the foot of her bed, she sees like something red. It looks like a red scarf to us, to the audience. And she's like, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it wanted, but I opened the door and I just seen it float out and go into the woods. And that was the last of the song of it. And then Anne Hathaway comes out with her secret. It kind of reminds me. I know it's a horror movie, but you haven't seen Talk to Me. It kind
Yeah.
of reminds me of that a little bit. Anne Hathaway goes like, you know what? I seen that same ghost too. And like it does a flashback where her and some of her friends like do like it's like what's that board game? They're Ouija boards. If they do like a Ouija board type of
Oof.
thing, and then someone gets not paralyzed, taken over by a ghost, you would think, and then they cut themselves open, and like this ghost, the same ghost you've seen from the other woman's story, like a red cloth, like a scarf almost, comes out of her hand and goes into Anne Hathaway's body. Like it's a whole big gruesome thing. This whole thing is not labeled. Well, I guess it is a horror movie, but like you're more anticipating the horror stuff than something horrific happening. Actually, it's kind of odd. Like the whole time I
Okay.
was like on the edge of my seat. I was like, really? That was it?
What is
Didn't even show
about to
anything.
happen? Yeah.
Yeah. So then it was a whole thing. Then it ends like with him doing like a seance and like to get it out of her, and then she ends up making a dress out of the thing. It's ridiculous, Brandon. Like I couldn't even tell you the theme of this, like what the purpose of this movie was. You do see Anne Hathaway like dancing a little performance, and there is a song in there. I'm not too. I should have looked it up, but like I don't think it's her really singing it. You don't really see too much of her pop star of her at all, anyways. But and the initial flashbacks of why they have beef, and I just didn't understand it. Like she has a big stardom, like, and I think she just got too big for this one artist. Yeah, they had a good time and good friends, but like, I don't know, like maybe she was expecting to rise with her the entire time. And then she goes like, you know what? I came to see you in concert once, and then it's like a big stadium, mind you, big stadium. Like I sat in the front row. I was like, and then they showed her like you're not nowhere near the front row. I don't know what you're talking about. And then she kind of got like mad, like I think I was mad because like you didn't notice me, or like you probably can't even see her on stage with all them lights. Like what are you talking about, dude? And then she's like, I got so mad at you that my tooth cracked, and I went home and I pulled it out of the
Hell.
pliers. Like, you cannot blame that on her. Like, your
Yeah.
tooth cracked because you
Psychopath.
were just looking at her. It was ridiculous, Brandon. But I feel like if this movie didn't have Anna Hathaway in it, I would have zero interest in going seeing it. And I can also say for about like anybody else who was interesting. I think that's really banking on Anne Hathaway's name attached to this movie, because if it was anybody else, it would flopped hard, which it probably did because no one's talking about it. No, I haven't seen anybody talking about it.
Yeah. It literally came and went.
Yes, and, she's out Smash 5 projects. She has Mother Mary that just came out. She has Devil Wears Prada, which is a huge success right now. It's only, 1 week out, not even a full week out. She's also gonna be the new Odyssey movie. She has a whole I think it's a horror movie or, like, thriller movie, the Variety movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Variety? And, ooh, she has that, time traveling one with, J.J. Abrams will be coming out this fall, I wanna say. So, I mean, I love Anne Hathaway. She's probably my top favorite actresses. I just really enjoy her performing on movies. Tell me about your theater experience for Devil Wears Prada 2. You were a big
Yeah,
advocate
man.
for this first one. Like you were really looking forward to this movie.
Yo, that movie, first one slaps, dude. And I went into that movie thinking, like, what is this? Not just to say like it's the era of chick flicks, but like, that old school, they know their demographic. When it first was getting started, I was like, I don't know about this movie. Like, it was one of the few movies that I can feel in the moment where it won me over. Like to the point where at the end of the movie, I was fist pumping when Miranda finally smiles. I was like, I knew it. Let's go. And I watched that movie like very late. I think I watched it for the first time back in December, maybe early January. Like, and I am
Also,
a
pretty recently.
staunch, yeah, like so I think that's part of it too. So I feel rewarded, right? Of like, okay, now I immediately get the sequel. But I went Thursday night, first showing the whole nine, and it wasn't full, but it was about like three-quarters full, like to the point where when I was writing up, I was like, oh no, I owe Rob an apology. Like significantly less people than I thought it would be in here. And I grabbed a drink at the bar next door while I was waiting for the movie to start. And then there was two ladies who just got wasted. Like they were pre-gaming hard as hell. And then like I didn't realize they were pre-gaming at the bar. I was like, go you guys. And then when I walked over to the theater, they're like, you're coming here too? I was like, oh Lord. And that did affect my movie. Like they were chirping during it. They were like, you go girl, like the whole night. But my theater actually liked it. It almost added like this extra level for me. So yeah, not as fast as I thought it would be, but had a strong opening weekend. What about for you?
Like you, I saw it very recently, and like you said, it is a very early 2000s vibe to it, and I did enjoy it. Like, for what it was nothing too serious. Like it's about, I did enjoy it, but I think I wrote my review on Letterboxd like there's like zero character development in this movie from anybody. I felt
Crazy.
like,
Crazy. You
and
talking
I'm
about the
going to
first
talk
one?
about yes, I'm going to talk
Crazy.
about how much I really love the character development in the second one, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But anyways, I did enjoy the first one. It is great and it was iconic. Like you said, this was one early in Anne Hathaway's career. And one of the things I love most about 20-year gap sequels is like you really can see how much they evolved in acting. And also she's a producer in this too. She's producing, and you can see her really involvement. And also Emily Blunt in this movie too, like her early in her career. It was cool to see them. And like the announcement for this movie coming out, I remember like a year or two ago, it was a big deal. Like them walking in the elevator together, it was a big deal. And Meryl Streep's in there. It's incredible. Meryl Streep, it was like 57, I want to say, in the first one. Now she's like in her 70s. Incredible. She looks phenomenal.
She looks
I
phenomenal.
would say Anne Hathaway right now is at the peak of her career, the same like as Meryl Streep was in the first one. So I think that was cool to see that involvement in
It
this
is
one.
crazy. Anne Hathaway, absolutely unguardable. She's the Jordan, of our era for just the most attractive person on the planet. 20 years
She
ago,
just got voted.
10 years ago, right now.
She just got a vote. She just got voted for the most beautiful woman of the year 2026. I've been loving the promotions for this. You posted on your story actually that like remember I talking about the giant heel in Chicago. You saw it wherever you were.
Atlanta.
I can't remember. Atlanta. That was pretty cool. Did you take a picture with it?
Not with it. Not with it. I'm not that crazy.
Did you get the popcorn bucket, the purse?
I did, but they sold out. I asked them, and they're like, "Yo, we only have 20 of them, like for the entire weekend." And people were pissed, Rob. They were pissed.
Yeah, this is the same with the Galactus thing when I tried getting that big head, and they only have limited ones. I don't know if you remember when Thor: Love and Thunder came out. They had like the popcorn bucket was a hammer. It was all cracked open. I had to order that, and I didn't. That movie came out in July. I didn't get it till November. So I mean, that tells you how popular those things were.
Yeah, Jesus.
But the popcorn bucket is phenomenal. It went along with the movie so freaking well. I'm also seeing like how sometimes they hand you posters in the movies. Like they have like magazine posters like of the actresses on there. That was very cool to see. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the marketing for this one. Very much that it overshined Mother Mary too. Like I don't think anyone's even heard of Mother Mary because of this movie is like so close in release dates. So that was bad like on their part for doing that. I went in this movie, I bought my ticket the same day. I went in there, like I said, it was a very interactive theater. Same with you, like you go, girl. There's older couple behind me, not couple, older couple women behind me talking through most of the movie. But they were like, it made it, like you said, made it more enjoyable. It was more of an event than anything, and it was a fun time. Before we get further deep into it, I do want to read the synopsis though. It's Andy Sachs reunites with Miranda Presley as they navigate their careers amid the decline of traditional magazine publishing. David Frankel directed this one. And I really like the idea that they address the fact that it's a magazine, and when's the last time anyone's bought a magazine? That's really a big part of this movie, and it's more about that, and so when their careers and their relationships versus fashion. I wish fashion was talked about a little bit more in this movie, like because there was a scene in the first movie that I really enjoyed, like where Miranda was criticizing what Andy was wearing, like the blue vest, and she goes like, like everything you picked was like told you to pick it through that I was standing in this room. It was a cool. I wish a little bit more of that. And this movie also introduces several new characters, but a lot of the characters are coming back. Meryl Streep's coming back, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci. Who else? There was one more that I wanted to. Tracy Thomas, who plays her best friend Lily. BJ Novak was a new addition. That was pretty fun to see. I was shocked to see I didn't know he was in this movie. I was shocked to see his name in the opening credits. And I knew about this. I'm a fan of this comedian podcaster, Caleb Heron, who plays the big assistant. I'm a big fan of his, and I knew he was going to be in this movie, and I got excited when I saw his name in opening credits. He was probably in there for a total of 2 minutes, but
yeah, but
cool.
he stood out. He stood out. He did this. I was very nervous when I saw him because I did not know he was going to be in this movie, and I was like, oh, "Lord, here we go!" Like this shoehorned, famous person right now, influencer. But no, I think he took the moment that was given to him.
And I mentioned like the character. I really really enjoyed this character development in this one, Brandy. Like the first one, like I thought about it for hard. Like I think I changed my review after a while. I thought about hard, like how they really didn't have Miranda change a whole lot. But then I was like, you know what? That's her. They instead of like trying to change it, they leaned into it. She was that bitch in that fucking movie. Like they leaned into it, and I respect it. I liked it a little bit more for that fact. Like they didn't really hide anything from it. She's like, no, why is she gonna be sorry? Like she didn't even remember these characters from the like 20 years ago. Like
Insane.
That's how much she just, I don't know. It was insane. But like there was so much character development. She finally gives Stanley Tucci's character the recognition he'd always wanted and deserved. That was a beautiful scene. And then it's the point like where even Andy's character was like, I was like, why are you invested? Why are you so invested in Miranda? Like, why do this for you? It was driving me nuts the entire theater. Like, yeah, you had the thing with her back in the early 2000s, but even that was short lived. And even so, like you knew she didn't change. Like I said, she was still nasty. So I don't know. Her and Emily's back and forth was so great in this movie. I like seeing them so much together again. They were so like Emily has evolved so much in her acting as well. How did you feel about everything? What was your first reaction to everything?
Yeah, man, I had a blast. I had a blast. I think that it didn't necessarily capture like the height of the last one for me, but it was so good to see them all back on screen. Like I love the energy between Andy and Miranda. Obviously, Stanley Tucci can do no wrong, so he was just out doing his thing, and Emily Blunt being this crazy person as always. Like it really did feel magical to have them. I think the criticism, and I know it starts to feel like a crutch, Rob. 15 minutes too long. Like I was looking at my clock towards the end of the movie, being like, all right, we can get this wrapped up. What'd you think there?
I didn't find that really, like I don't
Okay,
remember. I
okay.
seen this like on a Thursday, and this is like a Monday now. We're recording this now, but I don't remember thinking it was too long. There
Hey,
was a couple
hey.
cameos, like there was like a Lady Gaga cameo in there. Like we could have done without that, but it was cool to see. Like
Yeah, that's actually I really did appreciate the Gaga cameo. Like it kind of felt in on brand. Like actually my favorite part of the movie, dude, and this is weird because I don't care about fashion at all, was just seeing them like going throughout like Paris or wherever they were, Milan, Italy. Well, I don't know. When they were just like, going to all the different places and showing all the different outfits. I was like, that montage is kind of where it felt the most put together to me. I did not care for the love interest. I think they could have cut that entire thing out. I did not care at all about Andy and the random dude that she met for 30 seconds. I didn't see the
yeah,
point of it. But yeah, just Miranda's journey, like watching, she was obviously a little bit more smiley in this one, but she was like, just as savage. Like, and I think I kind of almost appreciated the quick back and forth or watching the pendulums swing of earning her not necessarily respect, but like, when she got that exclusive, Meryl was like, you can come to my house and here's this person and here's this person. I was like, okay, like, are you being too nice to her? But she still, had that Mirandaisms that just kept everybody else fearful. But I think that's a big piece of it for me. Watching the cast together and then just putting us back in that feeling of the first one. I think they did both of those extremely well.
yeah. And you mentioned like she got that interview. The interview was no one like it was a big name. Lucy Liu came like out and did this movie, and I was thinking about that. Like, I don't think you could have had a bigger. Like a better actress to play that role, like she is a fashion
Yeah.
icon, like she is a great actress. She doesn't do a whole lot of movies anymore, and seeing her come and do this like small part, it felt right. Like I said, I couldn't imagine anyone else doing this kind of role, like her status. It was good. I'm happy with everything. Like this, I think you said that the relationship, the love interest, it was a little bit of work, but that's what made it feel like an early 2000s movie. That's what to me, that's stuff like that made it feel like a good transition from 2007 and to 2006 to 2026, 20 years later, to make it feel a little bit more like an easy transition, like for the I don't know, time jump. And
Yeah.
then
But I will
they
say,
were
I know, like, go ahead.
sorry, one thing, and that what I love most about like when movies do this, they acknowledge real life situations. Like they acknowledge COVID in this movie. They acknowledge
Yeah.
like TikTok being a huge thing. I really enjoy that, especially like a big thing that they have to rely online now because they even said like they do print articles. They sell like 6 a year, but they do acknowledge like real problems like that they have to adjust for.
Yeah. I think that was like something that either helped or turned off a few folks because especially when they were talking about, the big corporations and what they do to these, behemoths and small like people, how they get affected. Like it almost felt a little bit too preachy. Like I hate when movies monologue at me. Like I get it. Be a little bit more subtle with it. Don't just be like, bad guy, corporations, big table full of suits. Like I get it. I understand. But that being said, I did appreciate like the core of trying to make Andy, stick with the journalism pieces of it and giving her a little bit more credit of like, you can still be interesting while entertaining. And I really appreciated that. Box office wide, it did, 230, opening weekend worldwide. It's not nothing to sniff at. So domestic
No,
was a little bit lower.
was it Michael like
Bro,
270? Like they were right
if
there.
you if you put Michael next to this movie, two different things. Okay, that's going to be $1 billion. This one will be happy to top off around 500 because the first one did 326, so it's already well on its way for dwarfing the first one. But I liked it. It had really good fanfare. Like the I know the critics gave it a little bit tougher rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score is like at least a lot of people are digging it.
Yeah, and I think this one, similar to Michael, like I think it's gonna be more about word of mouth, like how much people are enjoying this, like to make people go see it. We talked about Mortal Kombat's gonna be the next one. I think it's gonna give that one even a good competition, like on its second week run, for to compete with next weekend.
But it's like counter marketing, right? It's not like the same audience. If anything, it's the exact
Right,
opposite, right?
right, yeah, but I mean, like I don't know, people still going to theaters. I shocked how much I like this Brandon. Like I really didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I
I
did, but
love
I
this
do
for
like
you.
this one. I do like this one better than the second one, which I mean better than the first one, which is kind of wild to say out loud because
That's
it's almost never the case.
Rob, who are you? You are Mr. Hot Take. Because this thing was a lot. This had a lot going for it. It was a lot of different things. One thing that it wasn't was better than the original. Like, that's just the craziest take.
Mhm. I don't know. I did enjoy the new characters. Like I said, BJ Novak. I like his character a lot, and you could I don't know his dad was like the owner of the company that owned Runaway, and I was like he was just waiting for his dad to die because he changed everything instantly. I was like, damn, I wish he was ready to clear house. And then like what I was mad about, and I was a little bit disappointed to see like how fast Miranda gave in. Like she didn't. You could. They even said like
That
she didn't even try fighting for us.
And you know what? And don't get me nitpicking, but that was like kind of one of the things I was expecting to happen that never panned out because the scene where Andy comes to her home and she goes up the stairs again, which is like you never go
Yeah.
upstairs. And
Yeah.
Miranda's like, "Go home. No, this isn't your problem." The way that I interpreted it, that was like, okay, Miranda has like a plan of some
Right. I
sorts.
thought that too. Yeah.
And that just didn't happen. Like when she went to her, she was like, "You betrayed me," because the plan didn't work out the way she wanted. But it wasn't like Miranda was ready. When she finally had a plan, it worked. So I was like, I'm surprised she let it go that like, get that bad. They very much so were about to gut the entire operation.
Yeah, and then, like the whole big plan was to have Lucy Liu by the company instead of her Lucy Liu's ex boyfriend. But it was obvious, like they try to play the mysterious, like, oh, who's gonna buy it? Like it was obvious that they're gonna, especially if that connection. Like she even like let her new engagement like announce a school exclusively to Miranda. I was like, you already gained that her trust and everything like that. It was pretty obvious. And like top of that,
Raps.
not only did she buy it, she's letting her run it however she wants, like without any involvement. So I was like, also everything's worked out completely fine with no changes.
Nice bow on the product.
Yeah, do you think, I don't know, like I said, she's 76 in this movie, like, you don't think, like, "Okay, it's just time for me to retire anyway," but she she didn't want to, dude, like, damn.
And I don't think the one thing I do love is like the press around this movie and her talking about her experience on the first one being like, I hate it. Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt, they were up there having fun. And I'm like,
I
guys,
think you
lock in,
tell.
which I appreciate. Like that helped her get into character. But, this is quite literally the greatest actress of all time, at least for me and a lot of people. So I can only imagine she's done so much. Like she's done the critical, she's done, the smaller projects to at this age, like have something a little bit easier for her to do that is so surrounded by fanfare. Like she's absolutely take the check.
Would you be mad if they made it, like, announce a 3rd one?
Yeah, I'm pissed. Pissed.
I'd
Leave
be
it
I'd be
alone.
extremely mad
Stop
too.
it.
I
Stop
would be
it.
extremely mad. Early 2000s, on top of your head, can you think of anything like this that you would like to see a sequel to? Immediately, one of the movies like this, like, first thing that came to mind is, like, The Wedding Planner or something like that.
I was gonna say like maybe like knocked up would be like, that era. That would be pretty interesting to visit, 20 years later.
That would be funny with a concept that are knocked up, they're older, like, they're almost ready for grandparents, but she gets knocked up again at their old
Yeah, that's
age.
exactly it. Or like the kid gets knocked up. Like that would be that'd be something. Yeah, this is kind of like it lives in its own world. Trying to think of like 2007 40-year-old version, like that time frame. Super bad, 2008, all those crazy things. It's nostalgia time. I think we're gonna have a lot more of these,
I think
especially
yeah,
depending on how well this does.
definitely. I think, like, the part of the big success was due to, nostalgia, most of it, I would say, but, it's just great acting, and it's a great story, like, it's nothing, like, groundbreaking, like, it's not like Oppenheimer or anything like that,
No,
but it's a good fun watch, like, especially, like, the
good,
first one.
reliable watch. Comfort. Like this
Yeah.
is you talked
Yes.
about Michael on streaming. This is gonna be very digestible on stream.
Yes, and it might even thrive on there because he was like, a lot of times when I talk to movies about theaters, like, "Oh, I'll just wait for it streaming." I was like, "This is exactly what they're talking about. Wait for it." I tell people like if they ask me like the biggest question they ask, like, "Oh, is it worth going to theaters?" Some movies, like, yes, you have to go see it in theaters, but like this one, no. The visuals, like they're totally fine. Like if you just wait till home, like it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I loved it anyway. But what would you give this 1 out of 10?
Uh,
I was gonna give it a flat 7. Yeah, we're right
okay.
there. Yeah, it was a fun watch and a good soundtrack too. Like it was very like the Vogue and everything with Madonna still. I was really impressed how they kept the music similar. Like I said, Caleb, I like him in this movie. Like I'm just gonna talk about him because I love him and I think he's hilarious. But they really grounded him. You didn't see him out of a chair this entire movie, which is funny.
Which is
Stanley
I
Tucci's
love that.
character, Stanley Tucci's was amazing character. Like you felt good to see his character get a win at the end of it. You know.
Well earned. Well, but it did like I was like, man, he just now having that conversation. Like, oh my god. But there's some people like that who just get not even stuck, but like he's got his position at slash near the top. It's comfortable enough that he
Yeah.
has said like she's done him dirty a few times already. So I'm sure he's finally happy to at least have some type of trust or working relationship. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
give him more.
But it was that scene, Brandon, that was so good for me. Is like when she even considers the idea of letting him do the speech, and she's like, he doesn't want to do this. Then she looked at him like, why didn't I think about this before? Like you've been there all along. Like you never bitched or complained about everything. You got everything done on time. Like why have I never like acknowledged this before? Like that was a beautiful scene to me. I really enjoyed that to see with
Yeah, I guess
Maria's
like the
growth.
suspension of disbelief for me is like, would they have lasted 20 years without that conversation? And maybe yes, maybe yes. But like when she said, one thing I really loved was she was like, "Come on, you wrote the speech. It's not like you don't know it, like
Yeah.
you've always done this." So and he crushed it. So
He was good, but then he did the speech. I was like, oh, he's just reading off like cue cards. Like
yeah,
they couldn't have like
I
a
wanted
prompter or
him
something
to
like that. Like shoot
like just
confidence. Give me
control the
confidence.
room because he also like
Yeah.
like the way that it was kind of set up. He's like in the little like corner and he's reading off. I was like, no man, go in there and do it. But I think that
Yeah.
was he was happy. And when you have like I'm not again, I don't know the fashion industry like that, but that seems on par that they are a little bit stiffer with that type of stuff.
And they did a callback too. I don't know if you noticed this. They had her wearing that blue vest at the end of the movie too.
Yeah, of course, of course. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, Meryl Streep, man, she's incredible. She killed this. She loves this role. Like she killed this role. And good for everyone involved. Brandon, I think that's it for this episode. Like we talked next week. We're gonna have Mortal Kombat 2 on. Have you seen the first one yet? Or do you have to catch up?
Yes, I have. Come on, I
Okay.
grew up. I'm human.
I watched the first one for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Okay. I definitely owe it a rewatch, what I'll probably do later this week before the movie.
Okay. Next week we are gonna have a guest on coming on this podcast. We'll reveal who that is once it comes next week. But yeah, I think the finale Daredevil is this week, if I'm not mistaken. Does it sound right to
Possibly.
you?
I'm one episode behind, so we'll see.
Okay, so I
Sounds
think there's
about
like one or
right,
two
though.
other shows ending. I'm no positive by the time we record next week, I will have my final thoughts on the entire season 2 of The Pit. Other than that, thank you for everyone listening. Stay tuned next week. We'll be saving your seat.